Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Saturday, April the 9th. You can, of course, follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks, as well as wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network, as it is Saturday, and we'll get through the news of the day here on a Saturday, and it's as we're heading towards the stretch run here, thought we would be adding some Saturday news packs as there is things that does happen on Saturday, not only in the NHL but across hockey. So we'll touch on that. We'll be doing that for the rest of the while here. Of course, reminder on Monday we will be doing our draw for the tickets to the Vancouver Canucks Calgary Flames game, April 23rd at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Tickets to the game, hanging out with Devin and Sean, as well as with our partnership with the Pig and Duke. Heading to the pub, the Pig and Duke, heading to the game, and having a good time. So we'll touch on that. There are a couple of games going on right now. The Dallas Stars are playing the New Jersey Devils. As just looking at the standings there, we'll give the scores, but they're currently playing as we're doing the recording here. The Stars, of course, in that tightly contested Western Conference wildcard battle that is going on, and they are currently sitting in the wild card position. They now have 2 games in hand, 2 points ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights, 2 points behind the Nashville Predators, so 40, 26, and 4. The Devils have been eliminated from the playoffs. The other one's going on. It's Crosby versus Ovechkin in Pittsburgh as the Washington Capitals taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins are sitting at 92 points. They've lost 3 in a row. They are now 6 points behind the New York Rangers for second place in the Metropolitan. The Washington Capitals are in that second wild card spot at 86 points, 11 points ahead of the New York Islanders, and looking closer, getting closer and closer to clinching that. The Calgary Flames are in action today, and they will be the first of part of the early portion of Hockey Night in Canada. They're taking on the Seattle Kraken. No lineup notes as of yet from the Flames of who's starting. As of this recording, they're coming into the game with 43, 19, and 9 and 95 points. They've won all 3 of their road trip games through California. They swept California for the first time in a long time there. And then, of course, the Kraken are coming in with a record of 23, 42, and 6 with 52 points. They've been eliminated from the playoffs. Of course, if Calle Jarnkrok is able to return, he hasn't played for a while. This will be a reuniting of him in Seattle there as well. So that is what is going on there. It is Pride Night, by the way, at the Climate Pledge Arena, so you could be expecting to see a lot of that during the game that you're watching today. And then, of course, later on, the San Jose Sharks are in Vancouver to take on the Vancouver Canucks. One thing to note, the Sharks is Timo Meier's 4 points in the last 3, 4 points this season against Vancouver. The Sharks are coming in with a record of 29, 32, and 9. They have 67 points. They've lost 5 in a row. The Canucks have won 2 in a row, 34, 28, and 10 with 78 points. They beat Vegas and Arizona, so continue to look to win the week. They are 6 points behind Dallas for a playoff spot here. So, every win doesn't hurt for sure on that. So no lineup notes coming out of any of that as of this recording. So those are those 2 games going on. The Florida Panthers are taking on the Nashville Predators. Panthers, of course, getting to the point of locking down first place in the Atlantic. They have an 8-point lead. They've won 6 in a row with 11 games to go. They have an 8-point lead on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Nashville Predators are coming in in the second wild card spot at 86 points, 2 ahead of Dallas, 4 ahead of Vegas there. We also have other games going on today, include the Montreal Canadiens and their final appearance in this season against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs, of course, as mentioned, are in second place in the Atlantic Division. 3 points ahead of the Bruins with a record of 46, 19, and 6. Of course, this will be Austin Matthews' first appearance in Toronto since he broke the franchise record of Rick Vive's goal-scoring record. So there'll be an interesting response there. The Columbus Blue Jackets are taking on the Detroit Red Wings. We've got the Ottawa Senators taking on the New York Rangers. The Rangers are at 98 points. They're just 2 behind Carolina for first place in the Metropolitan Division. So a little bit of a race going on there on that front. The Anaheim Ducks are taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. The New York Islanders are taking on the St. Louis Blues. The Blues are in third place in the Central, but they are 1-4 in a row. They've actually tied Minnesota for second place in the Central Division. The Wild have 1 game in hand. That is in part because of their win. The Blues win yesterday. They beat the Wild 4-3 in overtime. So that was a pretty significant win for them. We have the Arizona Coyotes taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Simple, plain and simple must-win game for the Vegas Golden Knights as they fight for every inch of the wild card that they try to get into, still 2 points behind the Dallas Stars. And we've got the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers have moved into second place, 3 points ahead of the Kings, and they have won 6 in a row. The Colorado Avalanche are close to clinching everything in the Western Conference here. And we've also got, and that's pretty much all of the games that we have in the National Hockey League there. As far as any playoff clinching scenarios, the Maple Leafs and the Rangers can earn berths tonight. If they defeat the Leafs, beat the Canadiens in any fashion, they will clinch the playoffs. Or the Islanders lose to the Blues in regulation. The Rangers clinch a playoff berth if they defeat the Ottawa Senators, or they get at least a point, or the Islanders lose to the Blues in any fashion. So that's possible. Those are the 2 playoff clinching possibilities that we have as well. As far as injury news, we've got Capo expected to return tonight for the Rangers. He has been sidelined, the second pick of that draft of 2018 or 2019. Hasn't played since January 21st. Also, Kevin Rooney is expected to return to the lineup. He hasn't played since March 2nd because of an upper body injury. Matt Pacioretty will be a game-time decision for the Golden Knights against the Arizona Coyotes. He hasn't played since March 11th with an undisclosed injury. Tim Stützle and Drake Batherson will not play tonight for the Senators against the Rangers, which is an interesting comment considering Brendan Gallagher's comment of him laying down. But especially with Stützle there, they've also been ruled out against the Winnipeg Jets on Sunday. Sidney Crosby returned the lineup for the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Washington Capitals. Quinn Hughes will return tonight for the San Jose Sharks after missing 2 games with an illness. Brock Besser and Tanner Pearson are expected to skate tomorrow, according to Bruce Boudreau. Jeff Petrie could be returned tonight when the Canadiens are taking on the Leafs. Sean Corrali, back to Petrie. He hasn't played since March 24th with a lower body injury. Sean Corrali was placed in COVID-19 protocol. He will not play tonight when the Blue Jackets play the Detroit Red Wings. David Pastrnak will not play tomorrow when the Bruins are playing the Washington Capitals. He's aggravated an injury on Monday against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So that's all the news in terms of injuries there. WHL here we've got slates of games. We'll touch on the significant game yesterday was the Everett Silvertips beating the Tri-City Americans yesterday. That resulted in the Silvertips clinching the U.S. division. So for the 9th time, so the Silvertips are there as we look at the WHL standings. Everett Kamloops also won yesterday. What a last goal, 4 seconds. Matthew Seminoff scored with 4 seconds to go. Blazers beat the Victoria Royals there. Silvertips are currently 4 points ahead of the Blazers for first overall in the Western Conference. Spokane, Vancouver, Victoria, and Prince George continue to battle for those final 2 playoff spots. 2 points separate those 4 teams. Chiefs have 51 points, Giants 50 points, Royals 50 points, Cougars 49. As far as the As far as the East, the Lethbridge Hurricanes clinched a playoff spot last night, so it's down to 3 teams for the final spots, with current Broncos, Calgary, Hitmen, Prince Albert Raiders are those final 3 teams battling there. So we've got the Red Deer Rebels taking on the Edmonton Oil Kings tonight. We also have Moose Jaw Warriors taking on the Brandon Wheat Kings. We have the Winnipeg Ice taking on the Medicine Hat Tigers. We have the Hitmen. They have a big game against Lethbridge. We've got the Prince Albert Raiders taking on the Regina Pats. Prince George is hosting the Victoria Royals in a huge game. Portland, after a 7-2 win over the Vancouver Giants, are heading to Kamloops to take on the Blazers. The Vancouver Giants are taking on the Kelowna Rockets. Spokane Chiefs are taking on the Seattle Thunderbirds. BCHL action yesterday. Playoff action here going on. 3 teams have advanced to the playoffs, or in the playoffs. We've had last night the, of course, this was 2 nights ago, I believe, here that I'm looking at. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that was from April 7th. So Langley beat Victoria 5-3, and West Kelowna beat Vernon 7-2. So the 3 teams have advanced back to the playoffs, are into the next round there. As that's what's going on today. We've got 3 games. We've got some of these could be wrap-up games as well. We've got the Salmon Arm Silver Tax taking on the Wenatchee Wild. Prince George is taking on Cranbrook. Chilliwack is taking on Coquitlam there as well. And the Max tournament going on today. We are heading to the semifinals. We've got the Edmonton Southside Athletics taking on the Edge School Mountaineers. Northern Alberta Extreme will be taking on the Greater Vancouver Canadians. The Eastman Selects will be taking on the Rink Hockey Academy Kelowna. And Chicago Mission will be taking on the St. George. In the quarterfinals, semifinals will be determined after. And then we have the finals will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So that is the news for today of Saturday, April 9th. You can follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy Canucks 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Chris Schneid's SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhouse 09, I am KEVOLE, Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.